Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 21st. This week, we're going to just jump right in here, Aries, and we are going to take a look at what is going on for you. Also, make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising, Aries, for a full picture of what's going on for you this week. I do have instructions down below in a pinned comment at the top of the comments, and if you just look there, you'll see a video on how to find your sun, moon, and rising if you're wondering. But Aries, let's see here. This is actually a really nice reading that we have going on here. So let's take a look. You start off with this main male card. Again, doesn't matter what gender you are. I just feel like it's just saying this is about you. I feel like it's just the main person in the reading. So I feel like it's just saying it's about you here. Yeah, you have this distant horizons card as well. So there could be a change coming. There clearly is a significant change coming in for you in the future. You have the Three of Wands here. You also have this Antelope Spirit card. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but it's a card of like a new pathway. You have the Snake Spirit as well, which is like going through a major transformation. So I do feel that for the most part, this reading is just saying that you are going through some changes at this time here, Aries. You have the High Priestess, Seven of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. I really get this sense of being kind of like more open to mysteries here in this first row. And I see that here as well with the Knight of Wands showing up in this middle row. The Knight of Wands is kind of like a little bit of a mysterious card. The Knight of Wands, to me, is the builder in the tarot. He kind of like builds new things, builds upon new things, and he also goes on adventures as well. But he can represent mysteries because there's normally 3 pyramids on the bottom of the Knight of Wands. So I feel that for some of you, it's kind of like you're going through this change, but it's more like internal at this point, I feel, with the High Priestess. It's something that is more hidden, and I feel like you could be having, I feel like saying the word symptoms as well, which is weird. But I feel like this could be like you having a sense, like ascension symptoms. Maybe you're having like buzzing in your ears. You could be kind of feeling anxious as well, or having anxiety, I feel, with this High Priestess energy. You could just be kind of feeling a little bit off in general with this High Priestess energy, and I kind of just feel that intuitively. And what I feel here is really, I think that it's excitement, is what you are almost feeling. It's like you're, in a lot of ways, I feel like your vibes are kind of like being rising here, whatever the word I'm looking for is. And so I feel like your vibrations are being brought up. And so that could be causing some of these ascension symptoms. I also feel like it's like it's almost like there's a change coming. You can feel it, but you don't know what it is. It's like a mystery with the High Priestess, right? Six of Swords says you're moving on to calmer shores. The Seven of Pentacles is like a change in direction. Seven of Pentacles, normally, he's like looking at the Seven Pentacles that he's growing, and he's like saying, is it worth the effort? Is the juice worth the squeeze, as I love saying. He's looking at those Seven Pentacles he's been growing, and he's also asking, when are these Pentacles going to be ready for me to pick them? Like, he's like, when am I going to get to have this harvest? So I feel for some of you, it's like you're kind of like asking all those questions. Yeah, you have the Knight of Swords. I definitely wouldn't rush things at this time. I kind of get this feeling that there is a need to kind of like try to slow things down and to just take your time and allow things to happen, because it's like, the example I always like to give here when I get something like this is it's like when you were a baby, if you came out too soon, you would be underdeveloped, right? And that's kind of like what I'm getting here is that it's almost like you're developing something behind the scenes, but it's kind of like more, spiritual in a lot of ways. I feel like you could be, having crazy dreams. You might be, this is a pretty intense energy here, Aries. I feel for some of you, you could be having dreams, or you could be going to bed at night, sleeping, and waking up exhausted, which seems to be happening to a lot of people. Again, Neptune and Pisces, pretty dreamy energy, and we have Neptune and Pisces until 2025. But, I don't think you're going to be feeling these feelings until then. It's not going to last that long. But I feel like there's a need for things to develop. It's like you're waiting for things to come together, or you have been for a long time. Yep, Knight of Wands, you're ready for an adventure, ready for more spontaneous energy, feeling restless here with this energy. I get this like anxious, I get like more anxious, restless energy where it's like it's like, you need to do something. You know you need to make a change in your life, whether it's in love. This is a big picture reading. Every single reading this week, like, there hasn't been, I think there's been one love reading that I've done this week where that was like truly only about love, right? To me, this is a big picture reading. To me, it's about everything that you're dealing with in your life, Aries. And in a lot of ways, I feel it's like anxious energy, or this, like, but it's like, you want to fix something, or you want to create something in your life, but it's like you're not quite sure about the details. We're going to get the details for you here. You have the Six of Wands. I love 2 sixes. To me, you have the Six of Swords, Six of Wands here. To me, 2 sixes says you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. I feel like you're being guided at this time. Normally on the Six of Swords, there's a guy in the back of the boat, and he represents a guide. He is guiding you across choppy waters. And you have the Six of Wands, which is like a victory coming in for you. So I do feel like there is a solid victory and a win. Good news, good things coming in here. You have the Three of Wands, so definitely going through a transformation. Three of Wands is a card of expansion, so it's kind of like you are growing in a lot of ways with the Three of Wands. It's also a card of leadership as well, so I do feel for some of you, it's kind of like you're taking the lead. It can be a card of like waiting for the perfect moment to do something when there never is going to be a perfect moment. So, if you're thinking about starting any new projects or anything like that, I would get moving with this energy. I do feel this card is kind of like saying it's time to kind of get moving here. You have the Nine of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the Knight of Wands here. It's almost like you have everything. I feel like you're feeling very, with this King of Swords here, it's almost like you have all the details necessary to take action. It's very decisive energy. It's like the King of Swords is the card of decisiveness. It's like when he makes up his mind, when he makes a decision, that's it. The decision is made. I feel like this is your energy showing up here. Yes, I realize that the King of Swords is not you, but I'm just saying, I feel like you are embracing this energy this week of kind of like really being very clear on what you want. The Knight of Wands is you putting in the work to get it. And the Nine of Pentacles is kind of having the resources. So maybe for some of you, I feel like you finally have the resources to accomplish something that you've wanted to accomplish. For others, I kind of feel the Nine of Pentacles is just saying, like, the pieces of the puzzle are kind of more coming together. If you've been feeling restless and anxious, maybe about your business, maybe you're trying to grow your business here, or you're trying to grow in your career or work, it's like you're finally getting some answers on what you need to do to grow, right? Maybe you've been wanting to get into a relationship or improve upon a relationship. This is like you getting some answers, I feel, that are kind of showing you exactly what you need to do, exactly what you need to work on. And the Knight of Wands gets to work. The Knight of Wands is willing to go on the journey. I also, I like that the Knight of Wands is here in your reading twice, because some of the other Knights can get a little bit stuck on things, right? It's like if you're working to grow your business, or if you're working to get into a relationship, it's like sometimes we can only do what works. And the problem with that is we don't discover other ways of doing things if we only do what works. There's nothing wrong with doing what works, of course not, Aries, but we do sometimes need to experiment and try new things, because sometimes what once worked doesn't work any longer, right? So the Knight of Wands definitely does what works, right? He keeps doing the things that are working in his life, but he's also willing to say, I'm going to try this. I'm going to, try some new tactics in my business. I'm going to try to talk to people in a different way in love to see if that improves my relationships. I'm going to try different things in relationships. He's like willing to try different things. If they don't work, he stops. If it works, he keeps doing it, and then he tries something else, right? So it's kind of like a very, I'm getting this energy of just like being willing to evolve, being willing to change. It's almost like you're at this point in your life with that snake spirit where you're just saying, I'm willing to change. I am willing to go through multiple changes as well. Yeah, you have the Hangman here. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces here with this Hangman energy. I don't know. Every single Pisces I know, literally every single Pisces I know is with a Aries. To me, I don't know what it is with Pisces. I'm a Pisces, right? I'm always attracted to Aries for some reason. But, to me, every single Pisces I know is attracted to Aries, and probably the other way around too. So I feel that you could be attracting a Pisces into your life. Typical Pisces, probably a loner, I would say, with coming up like this. High Priestess, Nine of Pentacles. Some of you might be okay with that, others maybe not. But on top of that, I feel like you are, again, finding some answers. The Hangman is you putting yourself in Hangman mode to discover something. You have the Three of Swords here. Again, this is like that emotional energy here. You have the King of Cups here, and you also have the High Priestess, There's water on this card. There's water here. You have the King of Cups twice. This deck I'm using, I didn't even realize this. This deck I'm using has a male and a female version of all the kings. I just leave them in the deck because, the deck was created like this. So, to me, it's meant to be like that. And you have the King of Cups twice. I feel like you need to kind of like control your emotions this week. Well, we're going to dig into that. And you have the Queen of Pentacles as well. Definitely something about your resources. Again, you finally have the resources to do something that you want to do. I do feel like you're like at a little bit of a crossroads here, Aries. Like what should you do here? And I feel like there's a difference between, I think there are things in life that maybe we should do, but then there are other things that we want to do more. And this is one of those moments where I feel like telling you that you should do what you want to do the most, more, I'm not saying you're being irresponsible here or anything like that, but again, maybe you have, I just think sometimes there are like once in a lifetime opportunities that come our way. And it's like, if we miss out on them, then we're missing out on something that could be really good for us. And, at the same time, it's like there could be an opportunity coming your way here. I'm probably going to pull an extra row on this because it's just like something that's channeling through me right now, Aries. I feel like there could be an opportunity where it's like, it might not work out, but it's like if you don't do it, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. And so, there might be one of those opportunities, and I feel like you need to take advantage of it. You have the Snake Spirit. This card says time to heal. And you also have this Antelope, which says new pathways. Consider whether you are happy on your current path, which I feel like you are probably not. I don't think some of you maybe aren't happy, right? But for others, I feel like it's not that you're not happy. I just think you're not 100% happy. And I'm a true believer that if you're not 100% happy, you should move on to something new. You should make a change. There's no reason not to be 100% happy. Like if you're 95% happy, it's like, why not gain that extra 5%? Why not at least try to see if you can make a change? This isn't about being like, I think I say that, and sometimes people think I'm saying like, oh, you should be ungrateful or that you shouldn't settle, right? There are definitely moments in life where, like, I think, should we always be experimenting and trying to grow? Of course. But as long as we're doing that, and as long as we're at a certain level, it's like we're not settling. So I don't think this is saying that you shouldn't necessarily settle, but I don't think this is a settled energy either at the same time. That was confusing, is what I'd say to you. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, Aries. So I hope that you're kind of understanding what I'm saying, because in a lot of ways I feel like there's like a settled energy where it's like you're kind of settling for something. Then I feel like there's a different type of settling where it's like you're not really, where it's like you're content, you're happy where you are, but again, Knight of Wands, you're continuing to try to improve your life, you're continuing to try to grow. So I hope that makes sense. But I feel like for some of you, you're just making a change, clearly, right? And this change has to do with your path. You have the King of Cups twice, and you have the Seven of Cups here. Seven of Cups has been coming up a lot this week. Seven of Cups is like all the what ifs. It's like, what if my cousin Janice from down the road, what if she finds out that I quit my job and, I went and I started a muffin factory, and what if I became the Muffin Man? Would she be upset? Maybe. But who cares what Janice thinks, right? That's what I'm going to say there. I just want to clarify this King of Cups here. And you have the Ten of Wands. Let's clarify this one as well, since we're clarifying both Three of Wands. It's almost like one thing, like I said, you're at a crossroads. Queen of Pentacles to me, right here, Queen of Pentacles is a clue card. To me, the Queen of Pentacles can represent being at a crossroads. The clue that the Queen of Pentacles shows us is that we could have a choice to make. The reason she represents being at a crossroads is because she's sitting where she has always been, right? She's sitting in that throne, but now she has the resources to make a change if she wants to. She is a card of being resourceful. So for some of you, it's like you have the choice. I feel like this bottom choice here is something that feels a little bit more safe. High Priestess, King of Swords, High Priestess, Knight of Swords, King of Swords, Three of Swords, King of Cups, Ten of Wands. It's like something that feels a little bit safe, but it's definitely a burden. It's definitely a lot of work. Could be a job, could be a business, could be a relationship. Going this way, you have the Six of Wands, Six of Swords, moving in the right direction. King of Swords, Three of Swords, you know that something might cause a little bit of pain. To the King of Cups, to Three of Wands. Much more growth and expansion kind of going this way right here. I really feel like this reading is kind of like asking you to maybe dig into something that's a little bit more of a mystery. And what I mean by that is it's like, Again, this Knight of Wands spontaneous energy, it's like maybe you have a job right now that's very stable, but there could be something else that you really want to do, but it's like the mystery is, will I be good at it? Will I be successful at it? I'm referring to you, Aries. It's like the mystery could be, will you be able to get the job in the first place? Will you be able to be successful at something different? Same thing in love as well. It's like maybe you have been in a relationship, but you're not happy, and this could be saying that you need to move on, but maybe you're worried, like, am I going to be able to find another person? Am I going to find the right, all these questions, 7 of Cups, right? So you have the King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you need to trust your inner wisdom. King of Swords has been through the most battles out of all the kings. He knows, he is probably the king with the most knowledge. So it almost says like you've been through all the battles. So, yes, you are going to get to somewhere better in your life. 7 of Cups is the 7 of Cups. Basically, the universe saying I meant what I said. And you have the 2 of Wands here as well. Ultimately, I feel like you're going to make the decision regardless to kind of experience some sort of change here. It's like the snake, there's the imagery, of the Ouroboros with the snake, right? The snake eating its own tail. And I feel for some of you, it's like you could be feeling that energy where it's like almost like you're the snake that it's eating its own tail, and you're shedding your skin as well. But it's like I feel like you need to realize that you are growing. So like let's say you're leaving one relationship going to another. It's like you're not starting over, as I love reminding people. It's like you're starting from a place of wisdom. King of Swords, you've been through all the battles. And it's like as long as we don't forget history, right, what we experienced in the past, then we will be able to improve. I think that's where people go wrong as well in like relationships. As they get into another one, they repeat the same mistakes. The King of Swords just says, you've learned. Don't repeat the same mistakes. Same thing in like business or work. It's like you're not starting over. You're starting from a place of a lot of knowledge, of a lot of wisdom, of having been through something. So it's kind of like it's like you are positioned correctly to start something new. And I think you need to realize that. And don't be afraid to let go of something. That you've been experiencing or doing for a very long period of time. I think that, I kind of glossed over this a little bit here, Aries, but I think the most important thing here is the Knight of Wands twice. I really get this feeling that's like you've been doing the same thing over and over and over again. Even with that the snake card, it's like the snake eating its own tail. It's like reliving the same cycle. I think that you're doing, and just intuitively I feel really that you are doing what works, like in work, business, love, money, spirituality, health, pretty much all areas of your life. It's like you're doing what works, but it's like now is the time, I feel, for you to like innovate. I feel like now is a time where you need to kind of try some different things, try some new things. That's going to lead to more growth, abundance, success, pretty much everything you want. So I love this reading. Really, the single advice I would give you here is to just try new things in whatever it is that you're doing. Because again, the anxiety I feel, or this like feeling I get here, I don't know if it's for some of you. I feel like it's like anxiety, restlessness, anxiousness, like all these feelings I'm getting over here. What I would say here is I feel like it's because you're not trying new things. I feel like if you could try new things in whatever area of your life you're trying to improve, that's where the success is going to come in for you. I like this reading. I feel like there's a lot of growth coming in for you, Aries. So thank you for being here, Aries. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. Really appreciate the support. But thank you, Aries, and definitely enjoy your week.